Welcome to the MoneyWise Channel. On this channel, we're going to talk about inspirational events and a lot of great money things, Success goes to the person that holds on after everybody else has let go. I'm going to give my reaction on something I saw, and hopefully it leaves you inspired to push forward and go after your goals, or to today make a decision to make a goal to get up to go after. So today we're going to be talking about an artist by the name of Jennifer Lopez. And the name of this video will be called Jennifer Lopez Interview on How Music and Films Grossed Over $3 billion. Jennifer Lopez interview on how music and films grossed over $3 billion. Her career has been very great, as you can see. $3 billion. I didn't even think that she had grossed that much, put that much out there. But so this is gonna be exciting. So before we get into what she talked about, her full name is Jennifer Lynn Lopez. She was born July 24th, 1969 in Bronx, New York. July 24th, 1969 in Bronx, New York. She's an actress, singer, dancer, fashion designer, producer, just an all-around American businesswoman. She has done very well for herself. Her father's name is David Lopez. He was a computer specialist. Her mom is Guadalupe, something like that, Rodriguez. So that's her mom and that's her dad. But her mom was actually a kindergarten teacher. So her dad was a computer specialist and her mom's a kindergarten teacher. So as you can see, education is important in her household. She has two siblings, which I see at this point. Their sister, she has one that's Leslie Lopez, that's the older sister, and her younger sister is Linda Lopez. Now, Linda Lopez, some might know her because she's a journalist or author. She had won, I think in 2001, the Emmy Award for the Outstanding Morning News Program. So I believe that was 2001. She won the Emmy for the Outstanding Morning News Program. That's her younger sister. So they all have done pretty good in life. She was living in Castle Hill. That's a part of the South Bronx. That's where she comes from. And that's how she got the name Jenny of the Block and all things like that, because people remember from that. And over time, her family saved up money to buy them a house to move out of the hood, and they ended up buying a 2-story house. And that was a big deal for their family to be able to buy their own house, 2-story house. That was something they were very excited about. At age 5, she started singing more, and she started taking singing lessons and dance lessons. And dance was something she was really excited about, but she liked to sing too, but dance was always her number one thing. At age 7, she had started going to Catholic schools, and she ended up going to a school in Manhattan that she also could learn about dance and music and understanding music more. So that was important to her. It was real important to her parents that she could speak English real clear, because they said, even though we speak Spanish, we want you to fluently be able to speak English. So they pushed that heavy in her household. Like I said, she went to Catholic schools, and she spent a lot of time through her growing up stages that she definitely went to Catholic schools. She had went to a school called Preston High School. That's where she finished at, and she was really good in sports. Now, academics, she wasn't very good in that, like her other sisters, but she excelled like in gymnasts, like track, softball, any type of physical thing. Like, she was just incredible, as they talk about her. So, her last year in high school, she had made a decision she wanted to do more as far as the arts. So she auditioned for like a low budget movie, and it was called My Little Girl. My Little Girl was the title of it, and it was like 1986. So she ended up doing that, got the role. She played a girl called Myra. And basically it was about a girl that was going through things with other girls and trying to figure herself out. And she felt close to the part. So she said that's when she knew that she wanted to be a famous movie star. So she told her parents, like, Mom, Dad, I understand you guys are all about education and everything, but I really want to go and after my career, and they didn't really like that. So she ended up trying to make her family happy, and she enrolled in Baruch College, and it's a university of New York City. And she only went there for one semester and ended up dropping out. So she gave it all she had for one semester, and she dropped out because it just wasn't her. You got to know thyself. You have to know thyself. It just wasn't in her. It wasn't working. It wasn't pushing. So she ended up leaving there and told her parents, this is what it is. And their thing was, if you live in our house, you're going to have to go to school. So, she's like, I'm not feeling this. And basically they told her it was just stupid, and that no Latino Hispanic person is going to be able to be successful in this type of entertainment business. And so she didn't like that. So she just moved out because she had to. So when she moved out, she ended up moving to Manhattan. And remember, her mom was a teacher, and she still was about education, trying to get her to go to school. But she just said, I'm going to Manhattan. And she got her own place with her friends, and she had to push forward. So she ended up at this time performing in like a lot of little regional plays like Jesus Christ Superstar, Oklahoma. And then eventually, after up a year or so, she got part of this thing called the Golden Musical of Broadway. And once she got a part of that started to push her more down the road of success. So she ended up touring. Like this Golden Musical of Broadway ended up going to do 5 months in Europe. So while she was in Europe, she's enjoying it. She's seeing more people, which was exciting for her. She's like, wow, she's coming out the South Bronx. So then she ended up landing a job in Japan for I think it was a show called Synchronicity. And when she did that for a while, but this is what made it different than what she was doing before. In this particular one, it wasn't just acting. She was able to dance, sing, and choreograph. Now that's important, because if you understand Jennifer Lopez, she likes to dance, sing, and choreograph. So this is the first time she's actually getting paid to be able to do it. So now she's dancing, singing, choreographing things. She's excited, and she loved it. So she did that for a while in Japan. So around 1991, Lopez, she became she got a chance because she was in Japan. She ran into the people that was working for the New Kids on the Block. So she got hired and selected in 1991 to be a dancer, for the background dancer for the New Kids on the Block, and help to choreograph. So if you think about the 18th annual American Music Awards, if you pull that up, the 18th annual American Music Awards, if you look, she's dancing with them to a song called Games. She's actually on stage dancing with them. And that, a lot of people seeing how she put all that together, and they were excited. So that opened up for her to try out for a show called In Living Color. In Living Color was created by a man named Keenan Ivan Wayans. He's the older brother of the Wayans brother, Marlon, and all of them. That's him. He created this show. It was in California. So Lopez, she tried out for it and lost. She was the runner-up. But it was out of 2,000 people that she did very well, but she didn't win. But what happened is the winner couldn't move to California because of some other situations. So boom, Lopez was sad. When she found out, she was excited because she knew that was locked in and that money was going to be there. So she remained part of the In Living Color cast for about from 1991 to like 1993. So in 1993, she was like, oh, let me try to do something else. I'm in California. So she did her first major acting role. And I think the movie was called Lost in the Wild. So she did that. And after doing that, she agreed to do a deal with CBS. And she co-starred in a show called Second Chances. So once she got that, she's flowing now. So now it's November 1995. And now she stars in, now this is a big deal. In 1995, she ends up starring in a movie, which you guys probably heard of or you've seen it before. It's called Money Train. This is huge because she stars in this with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. Now, Wesley Snipes has been like in over 50 films that are successful. Woody Harrelson been over 100 TV and films that's been successful. So this was her first big gig. She does that. She rocks it. And man, she's playing with the big boys now. So 1995, she does that. So in 1997, after the success of that, she stars in a movie called Blood and Wine. This is also a big deal because this is with another big person. She does it with the great Jack Nicholson. That's 1997. So now she's definitely rolling. So in 1997, things are rolling so good for her, you know, she's just moving on down the road, and she says, okay, I want to do something bigger that's just on me. Instead of me just co-starring, she ready to jump into the main seat. So in 1997, she goes through an intense audition for the big movie called Selena. And this is very huge, because when she goes for this movie, she has to put a lot of time in. It goes through a lot. And what she already knew a lot about Selena, because she was Latino, she was Hispanic. But this is very important. She had already worked with the actual director of the movie Selena, because she had worked with him on a show called My Family. You know what I mean? It's another one of the things she had worked on as she was going through. So she already had a relationship there. But even in that, he still wanted her to go hard to get it, because there was so many good people going after it. So as we all know, so she ended up getting a Selena part. She did very well in it. And what happened is she ended up making $1 million to do that role. $1 million she made off of doing that. And right then, she became the highest paid Latino or Hispanic actress in history. When she made $1 million off of playing Selena in the movie, and she became that day the highest paid Latino or Hispanic actress in history. You gotta remember, when her parents were telling her there's no money there, it couldn't happen, that day she did it. And that's awesome. So once she did that, they gave her the energy. She said, you know, I'm not upset with my parents. I'm glad I hit the goal. But it made her strong. And now her family's 100% behind her. They're proud of her, because remember, this was in Spanish. They're excited. So at this point, she's feeling her her Hispanic side. She's like Spanish. So she decided that she was going to cut a deal, a demo for a major record deal in Spanish. So her manager got it, and then they took her to Sony Entertainment Work Group, and they got her signed as a person that's going to sing in Spanish. Her whole album is going to be in Spanish. Well, Tommy Mottola, the head of the company at that time, you might know him from all the big things he's done. He's actually the ex-husband of Mariah Carey, Tommy Mottola. And, you know, people like him, some don't. He has some hard back and forth words with Michael Jackson, so it's a lot going on there. But he's a pretty big guy. He's the guy that helped give Michael the deal. And they ended up with it was like they thought they was gonna make like $1 billion off of with Mike, but Mike walked away with like $60 million off the rip. So this guy does big deals, and when he saw her and he listened to her, he said, "Hey, she's real nice looking and everything. Why don't we have her do it in English?" And that's what they did. So they ended up setting it up, and she ended up getting the record deal, but she had to do it in English. So in May 1999, she ended up dropping her song called "If You Had My Love," which did something incredible. It came out and went #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Now that's a big deal, because that was her first single, and that was amazing. Went #1. You know what I'm saying? And then when her album dropped, J-Lo released, I think it was it was like 2001. It went #1 on the 200 charts, and that point she started to push her sex symbol side way harder. So if you see that, she starts showing her belly more and more for her body. And at that point, she was getting known for the way her booty looked. It was a big deal, her butt. So what she did, now this is, y'all got to listen to this, because it's the MoneyWise Channel. What she did is she went and put insurance on her legs and her booty. It sounds crazy, but she put millions of dollar insurance on her legs and her booty. So if something ever happened to her legs or her booty, she gets millions of dollars from the rip. That's how much. So people say, well, your assets don't mean nothing. Well, clearly it does, because she put some insurance on it. So in this time period, she releases like 8 albums. She ends up doing a clothes and fragrance deals that added up to like $300 million. In 2012, she did a world tour. And when she did this world tour, she ended up selling over 1 million tickets. And I think the tour was called Dance Again. From 2013 to 2018, she made like $23 million a year. From 2013 to 2018, she made like $23 million a year. She did a 2-year residency from 2016 to 2018. And I believe they cleared out she sold over like $100 million in ticket sales. It's crazy. That's in Vegas. Then she did $15 million. She made in a movie called Money and Law. She was the first person to actually have a movie out and an album out and hit the charts at the top and do big numbers as far as gross in a movie. She has a lot of things that she made in history. She's #1. She was #1 on the Forbes list celebrity, and far as making 52 million in 1 year. And that's when she was the judge on American Idol. And she also was doing movies. And she was also pushing all the other stuff she had going on. She did a deal with, I think it's Fiat. And they made millions of dollars from that. She did a deal with L'Oreal. Millions of dollars for that. This is someone that's been very, very successful. So as it comes down, when she spoke about these things in the interview, it's just a very big deal. So I'm going to say this. We're proud of her for what she did. She did a great job. She sold over 80 million records, and she did over 45 movies. That's grows a lot of money. Her net worth, her personal net worth is about $400 million. That's her personal net worth. You know, overall, her entertainment career has grossed over $3.1 billion. Her overall career, $3 billion. Yo, it's so crazy. Just over $3.1 billion. Her career by itself has done that much money. So I want to say, you know, we're proud of you, Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo, aka Jennifer from the block. You know, she did it. So everybody stay excited about life. We'll be dropping more videos to inspire. Faith without works is dead. Remember, keep your eyes out for the small things as you're doing the big things. Like and subscribe to this MoneyWise channel for more wisdom in the future. And remember, the plans may change, but the goals stay the same. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Yep.